It's time to show them we are more than meets the eye.
On 3, 1.
Ha! It's working! Where's my head? How do we use these things?
Oh, look at wheels! I need wheels!
Hello everybody and welcome, I'm Comodin Cam, and today we're going to be talking about the Transformers 1 official trailer. It's just dropped, you can go watch it now, and we're going to be talking about the reception of it. Because honestly, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. I've seen a lot of positives and then a lot of negatives. And I really want to touch on the negatives because a majority of people who have been criticising this movie, it's sort of bugged me a little bit. Now I'll be the first to admit, I wasn't initially sold on this movie, but that's like with any film. I have to see a trailer, I have to see a clip, and if it sells me on it, then they'll have my ticket. And I watched this trailer and I gotta say I was pleasantly surprised with both the voice acting, the animation style. I wasn't expecting that kind of animation style. Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson were right, you know, this is definitely something we've not seen before. And whether or not you're keen on that animation is obviously your own personal preference. I was expected to be more like Spider-Verse, but no, nothing like it. ILM have been doing the animation. They have previously worked on, well, every Transformers film except for Transformers Rise of the Beast. That's the one they didn't touch. And I gotta say, I think they really did a good job. Now, I understand the criticism when it comes to the faces, but overall, I think the guys at ILM did what they set out to do. Now, if you're not sold on it, if you need to see a few more trailers, then that's fine, you know. But if ultimately you decide you don't want to watch it, then you don't want to watch it, you know. Then you can try and find some other movie that is to your taste this summer, and I wish you all the best with that. Now, one thing I've been seeing a lot of is people saying that this is too kid-friendly of a movie, that it's too comedic, and it should be a serious film. And from what we have been told at CinemaCon, when they showed the trailer a week ago, they actually showcased a clip as well between Megatron and Optimus Prime. And apparently it was not kid-friendly. It was a very serious clip, and it was basically a realization for the people watching it going, oh, so this is going to be a serious film. So I feel like the marketing and what the actual film is, I don't think it's going to be deceptive. It's just going to lean more with its comedic side because it's an animation film. Now, yes, animation can appeal to both adults and kids, but at the same time, they really want to bring in that young demographic and introduce brand new fans to Transformers. But the film has been set out for it to be for everyone. The director of the movie, Josh Cooley, has stated that they wanted to showcase a lot of comedy in the trailer because they were just having so much fun with the characters and the actors. Yes, the film is fun and has a light tone to it, but then it also gets very real as well. Like, it is still a serious movie. And it's been confirmed that it's in its own universe, it's not a prequel to any of the live action movies at all. If you're expecting this movie to be like the Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron games, this isn't it. But I still believe at the same time, it's gonna deliver a heartfelt story because you gotta really look at it. The film's plot isn't funny. You've got a bunch of Transformers assigned to a caste system. They're factory workers. They're assigned to a job at birth. Like Megatron's an Energon miner. Optimus Prime, you know, probably in this film at the very least, is probably just a factory bot. He's probably just lifting crates up and putting them in out. You know, it's a soulless sort of life, really. And you've got the surface world of Cybertron, which is more vibrant and full of life and robots who can transform, but these certain Transformers can't transform. That's not funny. Yeah, and the fact that even in the darkest periods of your life, you can find a bit of comedy in it. I think it's going to be very subtle with its comedy, but then also a bit of a dark comedy as well. Like, think of the situation these characters are in. It's very dark. And you've probably got characters like really masking their trauma, like Bumblebee. Like, he brings a lot of comedic relief, but who knows, maybe he really hates the situation he's in, but he's trying to make the best out of it. Like, I don't understand how people think this is going to be a comedy movie when you know how this film is going to end. Like, we're literally going to see how Optimus Prime and Megatron's friendship gets torn apart and how a long-lasting war gets started. Like, that doesn't sound very funny to me, you know, guys? So, of course it's going to have comedic moments. It should. Friendships aren't built by being boring and miserable. Like, I want these characters to have fun before the tragic end, and we want to see them having fun on Cybertron because they are now seeing a brand new side of the world that they've never seen before. The director has gone on to say that this film is for everyone. Because it's an origin story, it's like he just wants to make a movie not just for the fans, but for everyone. Like, you don't need to know anything about Transformers, you can start watching this film and still enjoy it. I mean, this film really is the origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron, Orion Pax and D16. This is their friendship, it showcases their friendship, how they became friends, and then it shows you how it gets absolutely shattered and obliterated. And honestly, there are some hard shots in this trailer where it does not look kid-friendly at all. You know, you've got Megatron with the engraved Decepticon insignia. He's obviously burnt onto his chest. It doesn't look like fun to me. I feel like this film is going to have heartfelt moments, without a doubt. It has to look at the beautiful, gorgeous scenery. You know, these characters, Ariel, Orion Pax, D16, Bumblebee, B127, they, at some point in the film, see the surface world. They're not assigned to the factories. They escape. They manage to see the world of Cybertron surrounding them, and they just think it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's really heartfelt, it's really cool. But then, of course, they're being chased down, hunted down, who knows, maybe by Sentinel Prime or whatever. But some revelation happens where they reach their full potential, they get the T-Cog from Alpha Trion, and, you know, a bigger mission is set forth for these characters. You know, there's more to it. Of course, the trailer's not going to explain that in full detail, it's only going to give us glimpses of it, but what we do know for certain, how this film is going to end, is Optimus Prime and Megatron are going to come face to face with each other. And you see the amount of destruction and chaos with when you see Starscream, Soundwave and Shockwave, and, you know, with the Seekers, and they're fighting each other. It's going to be badass action, yeah. It's a terrible situation, because this is the golden age of Cybertron, or at least in some degree. And then it's going to get to the war for Cybertron, which is not fun. And then eventually, the fall of Cybertron. So, I can understand the marketing's effort to bring in new audiences, especially younger kids, because they want people to go watch this film. And they think this film's appropriate for kids and adults alike, everybody. So, they're going to play with the marketing a little bit, and I think in the next few trailers, at least what they need to do is establish the other tone of the film. You know, this is more like it's a trailer, but it feels more like a teaser trailer, to be honest. So the next trailer needs to establish that serious tone that the film knows it has, which it does have, what we've been told anyway. What we've been told is that the film does have a serious tone. It's just this trailer just didn't showcase it because they felt like the upbeat, you know, music that they use would be a great first impression. I gotta say, there's nothing wrong with a bit of comedy in Transformers. I mean, when you think about it, Transformers, all across the cartoons, movies, in some degrees, there's always been a little bit of a comedy. You know, and I loved seeing the Transformers struggle with the T-Cogs in Transformation first time. That was funny. Bumblebee at the end, you know, I mean, it doesn't look funny, him slicing up vehicons, but, you know, Keegan-Michael Key really did a great job, and I really think Chris Hemsworth does a really good job as Optimus Prime as well, and I think Scarlett Johansson, and all the characters, all the actors cast, from what we've heard so far, has done a really good job. I don't think we have to worry about the voice acting in this movie, because from what I've heard, in this trailer especially, I think it's going to be really good. And the thing is with Transformers, and it's going to be like this for the next 40 years, it's always subjected to change. It's always going to change because it has to change. Transformers was built on the foundation of making toys, sell toys. That was it. And the fact we're able to get a $100 million movie, whatever, based on Cybertron, with no humans involved, I think this is a good sign. I would say get the notion of the War for Cybertron, the Fall of Cybertron games out of your head, because if that's what the film was going to go for, to which you think it should have gone for, then we would have seen it already. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, I would love a movie that's in the same vein and tone as those High Moon Studios games, because I absolutely love them, especially those CGI trailers that we got. Yeah, we do deserve a movie like that, and maybe we will see a movie like that at some point. And there's still a chance this is the origins, but then if there is a sequel to this movie, it could very well show the war and fall of Cybertron. And I know a lot of people as well want the Bumblebee movie Cybertron scene to be its whole movie, But when it comes to that, I just don't think Paramount are going to take that gamble, because that's going to require a lot of money. That's going to be a high budget with the amount of insane detail we got in that just 3 to 4 minutes of Cybertron. Imagine a whole movie like that in that live action sort of format. Yeah, that's going to be expensive, and even so, it would take years to make that film. But at the same time, I think with Transformers 1, the animation they went with, it's still rich and high in detail. You know, it's just a different style from what we're used to. The animation really does show the best and worst of Cybertron. You know, and it really does show in the details with the characters as well, with the scratch marks and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think the animation is really going to really bring Cybertron to life for the first time, really. You know, since the High Moon Studios games. Need to just basically capture that tone of Cybertron and show that during its golden age, before everything went to shit and destruction and chaos and war for millions of years, you know. So yeah, I would say for people who are so harsh on bashing it, to just kind of like relax a bit, wait for the other trailer. But if it's not for you, then fine, it's not for you, but you don't have to like ruin other people's fun for it, because I've seen a lot of people really embrace this, really like it. And for people who don't understand why the film is getting hate, then don't listen to it. Honestly, don't listen to it. Just enjoy it for yourself. Don't worry that other people don't like it. The amount of films that I hate that other people love, you know, it's like, it's whatever. It's whatever. So I just kind of wanted to go on with this because I feel like this film does have the potential to be good. It has the potential to be a good Transformers movie. Whether or not it will be, of course, we'll have to wait and see until the film comes out. This is the whole point of this. But first impressions on trailers, I think people have been going a bit too crazy on it. I do agree with some criticisms of it, but to say that's a reason not to watch the film, as a Transformers fan anyway, I can understand if someone who's not interested in Transformers at all will look at this and go, no. But I think even Transformers fans who aren't sold on it will at least be a little bit curious about it. And I think that's the same for every Transformers piece of fiction, really. I mean, even if you're just a Transformers Prime fan, you know, that's it. Some Transformers fans are just assigned to one continuity. And that's a great thing about the Transformers franchise. There's so many different continuities where if you don't like anything else, you can just bury your head with animated. If you don't like Energon, then you'll like Armada, etc. There's so many variety. You know, people just like G1. People just love G1. And that's fine. I can understand the frustration of not getting the ideal Transformers show or movie that you want, because I have been there. I used to think that a Transformers show or movie had to be how I visioned it, and if it wasn't, I was going to hate it. And this is the thing. Movies like this are made by thousands of people. You know, having that one sole creation, it's kind of a bit selfish a little bit. And that's why I stopped doing it. I stopped being so selfish, I guess, or so in my own head. It's like, the moment I stopped expecting it to go my way, I felt happier. Like, I wasn't disappointed anymore. Every Transformers show, I just embraced it and found the goodness and badness out of it. And I think for this movie, I think every Transformers movie and TV show has good and bad points to it. And I think that could be the same for any franchise that's been going off for 40 years. 40 years. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. We gotta think about it. We Transformers fans are kind of pretty lucky. We've had so many different versions of our characters reanimated over and over and over and over again. And for some franchises, it's hard. It's hard to even have legs. You know, some franchises are buried and dormant and never get revived ever. But we Transformers fans, it's the core foundation of us selling the toys. It's what ultimately, I believe, keeps this film franchise and the rest of the franchise, ultimately what I think keeps the franchise alive. Because some people don't even care about Transformers fiction. They just care about the toys. Which is fine. So yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't really know what I was kind of doing with this video. I guess I just kind of wanted to not change anyone's minds or opinions. I guess I just wanted to show a different perspective to the situation. Because it's a Transformers movie. It's being animated by ILM. It's got a big budget around it. It's got a great voice cast. For me, it's something to be excited about. And seeing the amount of like little Easter eggs and references throughout that trailer, it's like, God, imagine how much more we're going to be getting. And yes, there's things I want to nitpick all the time, and I probably will when it comes to watching the film, but honestly, they already have my ticket. I'm sold on it. I'm just happy that we get a Transformers film in the cinemas when we got one just last year. It's kind of crazy, you know. I don't want it to be like Marvel where they pop one out every year. I think Marvel's just now realized that maybe we should focus on quality, not quantity. And I don't think this is the same for Transformers because they've obviously gone back, reworked their original scheduling, planning, you know, the whole universe connecting stuff. And I really hope that it's all about the quality for them, not quantity. So we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you get the hate? Do you get the love? What do you get? You know, I've been Comodin Cam. This has been my opinion on the Transformers 1 trailer reaction. And anyway, guys, if you want, you can check out my full trailer breakdown. I go frame by frame, capturing all the Easter eggs and references, anything you might have missed. And if there's anything I've missed, let me know in the comment section below, because there's so much to talk about with this film. It's going to be good. Guys, please, be optimistic. Be Optimus. Let's be a little bit optimistic. Anyway, guys, I've been Comodin Cam, and until the next video, goodbye.